Hey there guys, this is Obsidian Chill. Got another video for you today. In this video, we're going to be talking about time capsules. There's some recent changes that happened with this release of the Oracle's Time Capsule that I want to go over, and some other things that really I haven't covered before, but it's been kind of like the elephant in the room for a long time. So we're going to be addressing that. First of all, I am opening 100 of the Oracle Time Capsules. That's the backdrop of this video. News flash, not to surprise you or anything, I did not get the Harlequin Chroma. I also did not get the T'Chara's Strength blue, which is the rare for the Avatar Warback. The only blue I ended up getting was for the mask, which was the cheap one. I had to buy I forget what it was called, but it's the one for the accessory. I had to buy that one. It was about 160 mil. I had to buy T'Chara's Strength, which was about 900 million. And I still have not yet found a Harlequin Chroma. And we'll explain why. So with the introduction of this Oracle's Time Capsule, they kind of dropped a bomb on us. It was in the live stream. People mentioned the live stream comments, but the devs completely ignored them. They did not address that whatsoever. They addressed it in an edited reply on the forums, and then MEPS removed the threads and later combined them with the ones with the players starting to address it. So after the time capsule had already been released, MEPS decided to address the change. And so what the change was is that now with time capsules, when you open them, they are platform locked. So there's plenty of other things that are in this game that are platform locked, in terms of like augments and stuff like that, nth metal detectors, cache, stuff like that. But what platform lock means is that if you are a PS player and you open a one, it's locked to PS players only. So if you wanted to trade it to friends, you have to make sure they're PlayStation. If you list it on the broker, only PlayStation players or PSN players can see that. And vice versa, if I'm a PC player, if I open a time capsule and want to trade something on the broker and list it, only PC players will be able to see that. Once again, you also can't put it into any league share banks, because you can't put platform locked items into league banks because it's supposed to be shared. So you can't even help out other league mates. So they'd have to be PS or PC. So that was a restriction that was not expected whatsoever with this time capsule. MEPS did address that on the forums. He said, we can share a couple of things on the trade restriction. So this isn't a change we wanted to have to make. This is MEPS's words. We do not expect this change to make more money. Likely the opposite. So they're thinking they're going to lose money with this change. This change is not related to exploits. This change is not related to people creating additional accounts. This change is not related to our gaming partners. So I mean like Sony, Daybreak, and the PC player. People are saying like this is going to kill. Well, I'll address that in a sec there. But let's look at those points that MEPS has said. So it's not a change they wanted to make. They expect the change to lose money. It's not related to any sort of exploit. It's not related to any additional accounts or anything like that, or like PS players creating PC accounts and PC accounts creating PS accounts, nothing like that. And it's not related to any kind of gaming partners. So what basically MEPS said was that I can't tell you why, because I don't even know why myself. Obviously he knows why, he just doesn't want to share it. So basically he answered the question without actually answering the question, which I guess is his prerogative, being in his PR status, being the community manager. But once again, that doesn't really give us much direction at all. So why they had to make this change? The reason why this change is detrimental, especially for the PC community, is because it is quite smaller than the PS community. It's not as bad as what some players say. Like they said, there's only like a few hundred PC players left. That's not the case. There's probably anywhere between 1,000 and 2,000 total players, I'd be guessing, between both servers. But at the same time, that's not 2,000 players spending money on the game. That's not 2,000 players spending replay badges and spending money on artifacts and spending money to open time capsules. Like that's not. That would be a small fraction of the PC community. But obviously, it's a lot easier for PS players. They can, PSNs or PSN cards are much more easily accessible. They are in transfer because there's a PS store. They could buy games and be able to use them here. Where PC players were kind of stuck with either, PayPal or credit cards. They took because in the past under SOE or Sony Online Entertainment, there was SOE cards. You could go to 7-Eleven and buy an SOE Station Cash card. They don't have those anymore. The Steam cards do work, but you would have to have the game played through Steam. Like I don't play DC through Steam. It has no connection to Steam, so me loading a Steam card is not going to do me any good. there might be some workaround for it, but I haven't worried about that. So the main point is that it's really detrimental for the community itself and the PC players trying to get these items. So obviously these items are ridiculously rare. You're seeing me open 100 of them. I opened about a 40 or 45 time capsules off video. So that was a total of about 140, 150, somewhere between there, time capsules open. And I got absolutely trash items. Absolutely garbage loot for opening 150. None of these collections sell well except the Chitara Strength and the Harlequin Chroma. All the rest are, with less than 100 million or around 100 million. All the other collections, like 5-6 million. So there's no reason to open time capsules once you have the blues you need, because the chances of you getting a Chroma are ridiculously low, just like it was with the Neon Matte. But, I haven't even seen, I think I've seen one PC Chroma, Harlequin Chroma so far, and that was just sitting in trade chat. So the other problem as well is trade chat are all PS players, so they're, well, not all trade chat, I mean like the shouts for the Chroma or PS chat. So, we're stuck sending a tell to these players saying like, are you PS or PC? Because, they don't realize that the platform locked is that you can't trade it, and then of course they're all saying PS. So, it just goes to show you by looking at trade chat, or even looking at the broker itself, because I think when I was looking for Chitara Strength, there's one for 900 million, and I didn't see any others. This was the because I didn't even open this the first day. This would have been what? I came back from vacation. That would have been on Saturday. I opened up these. So when the time capsule release, I think it was Thursday, because the live stream was Wednesday. It was Thursday. So that's, Thursday, Friday, and then all day Saturday, because I was opening these time capsules Saturday night. So it's essentially almost 3 days worth of people opening them. And there's no Chromas in trade for PC. There's only one Chitara Strength. There was the other ones that was fine, but I got those. So it's just such low drop rates, which is to be expected, but that's the problem. So when you have such low drop rates and stuff, you're depending on others to open that, because you don't want to sit through and buy $50-$60 worth of time capsules and get absolutely nothing from them when you have enough in-game cash to be able to purchase them. So you're just waiting for it to drop. Like, after opening these 100 time capsules, I have absolutely no desire, like I said, to open up anymore, because nothing sells well. So I'm just waiting for the Chroma with in-game cash. So I have to wait until someone else opens it. At the same time, other people probably have the same mindset as me, like they're obviously not going to get it. So then they're waiting as well. So it's a difficult market for that. It's the same thing when the past DLC, when you had the all the glitches, the money glitches, people were opening up for Neomats to try to sell them, and then people were scooping up the Neomats as soon as they came out. So it's just the same thing. You're depending on other people to open time capsules on your behalf so you can try to get that rare item. So the other thing, kind of a side note from this, putting on my tinfoil hat for a second, this is kind of getting slightly off track from the point of the video, but I'm definitely almost positive that if you sit down and open time capsules in rapid succession, I bet there's some kind of internal cooldown with them, so that you're not going to get rare items or get good drops, because they know you're opening so many in successive order. Where someone opened up 3 or 4 time capsules and waited another day, open up another 4 or 5, their chances of getting a Chroma are probably infinitely higher than I would. Obviously there's nothing to prove that, but I'm just putting my tinfoil hat for that moment. But all these people opening up mass time capsules and not getting any Chromas or one, so it's like ridiculous. And then you'll have the one person you'll see in lead chat, oh yeah, I opened up three Oracle Time Capsules and I got a Chroma, or I got a Chitara Strength. It's like, that's ridiculous. So you open 3 and get one, I opened up like 100 and get none. So that's just me. I wouldn't put that past the devs whatsoever. I'm sure that there's some kind of system like that in place, because it's just whatever. that's a topic for another video, or something obviously I can't prove. But back to the actual point of the video. So yeah, these platform locks is not something that is conducive to the game. Who knows what the actual reasoning is behind it? Maybe we'll find out from us. Maybe we won't. Maybe but if this continues, the same thing. It's really going to hinder that PC market, because it's the same thing. It's all tied to feats. Like, I don't care about the Harlequin Chroma style. I'm never going to wear it. I never wear any of the time capsule styles. This Avatar Warback, was it the Peace and War, or Peace Mask, or whatever, which I'll show the styles at the end. Obviously, if you were listening at this point, you'll see in the pinned comment that I show the styles. I probably should mention that at the beginning of the video, but nonetheless. But I'm never going to wear these styles. These styles are garbage. I haven't found. I think the last time capsule style I actually liked was the Shazam Crown. I do like that style. I'm not a fan of accessories in general. Like the futuristic drone was kind of stupid. It looks, stupid when you're running. But, that's me. I'm sure other people love styles and love to do that, but I don't care about that. I do care about the feats. It's not that I'm a completionist because, I'm missing so many Legends PV feats. So if I was a completionist, I would have those. Same thing with like the 25k gathers. But it's just feats that I feel that I want to attain that would help me because I'm like a min-max player. It infuriates me when I'm not able to do that or waiting. I'm sure some people are the same way. Like there's hundreds and hundreds of feats tied to time capsules. I know someone did the math last time, it was well over 100. I would honestly wish the devs would separate it in the feat tab. So right now they hide all the time capsule feats and styles just to give that allure that, it's all style feats. But they really should have a separate tab. Just like they did with Legends PV and separated the maps and all those feats, they should separate all the time capsules in the time capsule feat tab, so you players can actually realize how many feats and skill points are tied to time capsules. So you work your butt off, you get like a 10-star feat, you open up one emblem, just one emblem, boom, 10-star. That's all it takes is to open up like one emblem. You open up 5 or 6 emblems, you get all the 10-star feats for all of them. You get the 3-star feat for gathering all of them. So it's like you got a whole skill point just for opening emblem boxes. There's that sense of pride there. But the issue with them being tied to feats now is looking at the rare drops. So in the past we've had supply drops or orbitals or other things tied to the rare drops and time capsules. Now there's a feat tied to it. It came out last time with the Neon Mat. That's the first time capsule that had a feat tied to it, and people obviously revolted against it, hated it. It was actually ridiculous, which it was. And then there's a post somewhere where obviously they said, "Well, we heard your feedback on the item." And then this kind of capsule round, same thing. There's a feat tied to it, and the Harlequin Chroma, and it seems like even more of a rare drop than the Neon Mat. Just from the likelihood of it not kicking around. Same thing, like first day, even the first day the Neon Mat was not overbill. It was I forget exactly what it was, but it wasn't like the very first day. Like you'll never see any Harlequin Chromas in the broker. They're all going to be in trade chat because they're all going to sell them for like 1.5, 2 bill. Like the very first day, like 1.5, 2 bill, which is ridiculous. Which isn't a tie over from the money glitch because they didn't actually do a cash wipe. They just did, they taxed players, which actually didn't do any good. The tax did nothing. You're still people sitting around with tens of billions of dollars. But going back to the actual point about the feats is just, honestly, it's ridiculous that there's a feat tied to a rare drop. So that's saying like, if you didn't open tons of them or didn't have in-game cash, the likelihood of you ever getting that feat is infinitesimal. So it's like here, you're going to do the stabilizer event every single day. After a few days, you get one time capsule, you get one stabilizer key, you open up one box, and that's it. Then you do repeat the process for another 3-4 days. You think, you're that lucky to get that rare of a drop in those in a certain amount of time. So I can't say exactly how many time capsules because it changes. They don't release them all at the same time, but they have their resurgence boxes in between. So that's the issue as well. So if you're running the stabilizer event every single day to try to open Oracle Time Capsules to get that Harlequin Chroma without having to spend billions of your in-game cash, which you most likely don't have, or spending hundreds of dollars on time capsules, which you shouldn't be doing because you should be spending them on artifacts, which are much more helpful than stupid useless styles. If you're going to spend money on the game, at least spend them on artifacts, which will be able to help you enhance your gaming experience. Where just having a style where like a resurgence time capsule is going to come out, and that's going to have all tons of styles and power set styles, and like the power set chromas and like power set auras, power set materials. So it's having a feat tied to that rare of an item, because even say it was every 2 months. Say you had 2 months before the next time capsule came out. You tried to run the stabilizer event every single day to open them, and you didn't get it. Well, now you have another time capsule coming out with another rare item tied to a feat. So when are you supposed to be opening it? Same thing if you didn't get the Neon Mat. So you have all these time capsules now that you have to open the next one. You can't be opening at previous ones to try to get a feat tied to it. So at least it's not a 3-star feat. It's only a 2-star. But the same thing, the principle of it is absolutely ridiculous. You can't have something, it's completely chance. It's up to chance. It's like the 4 in a row feat. How many people got upset at the 4 in a row feat from the Atlantis DLC? Because it's completely luck based. Like there's nothing you could do to try to give yourself a better chance to get that feat. It was just completely luck based. And I'm sure there's plenty of players that don't have that feat still. And plenty of players before just had to sit there and wait for hours on end to try to redo it to try to get 4 in a row. So it's completely luck based. And now the same thing, these 2-star rare item feats, the same thing. It's completely tied to luck, or tied to spending tons or a huge percentage of your in-game cash just to try to get this item. So it's just, it's not that I sound like a broken record, because I haven't really addressed the time capsules conversation too much, because I know it's one of those necessary evils. The game before, a lot of players might not remember, weren't around for it, but the whole game before revolved around replay badges. So there was tons of styles you had to get, tons of style feeds you had to replay each time. There was a new DLC coming out every single month, or a new episode. So it wasn't you'd have like a new alert. The OP items used to drop in the alerts at the end, or drop in raids. So you're resetting those raids to try to get the OP items each time or each episode. So back then, players dumped tons of money into replay badges to be able to run through the content, which they still do, just not to a certain degree, because the casual players in this game don't do that. They don't spend money on replay badges. They just run the content normally. And DC Universe Online realized that, so now they switched to time capsules, and then obviously artifacts as well, but time capsules in general, basically to supplement that revenue that they're not gaining as much from replay badges. So that's why we have a ridiculous amount of time capsules, and they come out like every couple of months, or there's a Resurgence ones that comes out. Who knows? They could be adding feats to the Resurgence ones soon. I wouldn't put honestly anything past them in their desperate attempt to make money. But it's just that there's certain things you can do without doing it blatantly becoming greedy. Like attaching a feat to a rare chance drop in a time capsule is blatantly greedy. There's no other way to describe that. There's absolutely no way maps, or even like the developers that have great relationships with and sharing them too, but there's no way you can't sit down and defend attaching a feat to a rare style drop in a time capsule. That's the only way the only reason why you're doing that is to make more money, because players are going to be forced to open that to get the feats, because either they are they're completionists or want the feats. Like no one desperately wants the Harlequin Chroma style that bad that they're going to open up to like 200-300 time capsules to be able to get it. No, they're doing it for two reasons. One, to make money themselves, because they know if they can sell them, they can make a lot of in-game cash, because of how rare it is and how many people aren't going to open it themselves and just buy it. And the second reason, doing it for the feat, because they don't want to be missing a 2-star feat. So it's just a blatantly a money grab. There's no other way to describe it. Time capsules are one of those necessary evils. Same thing with artifacts, one of those necessary evils to the game, but they don't have to go about it in a way that basically just spits in the players' faces. So it's nothing. You have a drop chance that's so low. You have a feat tied to it. It's just honestly ridiculous. I'm obviously not the first person to say this. I'm not the only person to have this type of opinion. It's just something that I had to get off my chest about it, because it's really just annoying. So now you had the feat tied to it. Now you have the platform lock. So it just everything's kind of snowballing. And basically it's just getting, at what point does it just break? At what point does the community just say, okay, we're not, we're going to, have a protest. We're not going to open time capsules. We're gonna show you that that you can't control us as a community. That the next time capsule comes out, we're going to open none of it. No one's going to spend any money on it. And then we'll show that that's the only way we can kind of basically show the developers, we've had enough. Which, do I think is going to happen? No, because there's going to be those whales out there that, drop their entire paychecks to open up like 500-600 time capsules just because they have the disposable income to do so. But, if we got to a point where we could get a hold of those players, or those players realized, how ridiculous this is, and they stop doing it, that's the only way we can show the developers that, enough is enough. So, take care, guys. That's my opinion. If you have a similar opinion, you can share it in the comment section, or if you disagree with one of my opinions that I stated, you can share that in the comment section as well. And let's get out to actually showing you what the actual drops were and what the styles were from this time capsule.